Okay, so I think it's time we can get started. I see quite a few people have joined. Uh, so one thing is, can everyone keep their mics muted? So when I will ask a question or something, then you can unmute and ask your questions or something. Or when I ask for some answers, you can unmute your mic and answer. But in general, just if you have any question when I'm speaking, then it will be good if you can just type them in the chat, and I'll check the chat regularly. Okay. So please keep your mics muted. And okay, so starting. So this is the Joy of Computing Using Python course, and this is like the tutorial live interaction session. So okay, people are still joining. Okay, I think no more. Okay, so yeah, welcome to this live interaction session. So what we'll be doing in this session is basically so first of all, this session is meant to increase interaction between the participants and like the course organizers. So yeah, in previous NPTEL courses, most of the times people gave feedback that there was not enough interaction between like the course coordinators, and so if they had some questions, they were not answered completely. So these sessions are meant to bridge that gap. And so in general, what we'll be doing in these sessions, can you please mute your mic? Everyone please keep your mics muted. Everyone please keep your mics muted. I'll keep it muted. Okay. So you can, if you have questions, you can type them in the chat and I'll answer them soon. Okay, so what are these sessions are for? So what will happen in the sessions in general is that so we'll be solving some questions live. We'll be discussing some questions, how to solve them. And other than that, you can ask your questions to us, any kind of questions related to this particular session, whatever we are discussing. And also if you have some other questions which is related to this week's topic, basically, you can ask questions on that. But yeah, so I hope that everyone has seen the lectures of week 1. If not, it's okay, because the first week is not that difficult, you can say. So it's okay, but in future, if you have not seen the, say, week 1 like video lectures, so it will be good if you, before coming to these sessions, you take a look at the video sessions. You may or may not finish the quiz, because we will be discussing some questions and you can learn from them, and then you can answer the questions. But yeah, at least just go through all the video lectures before attending these sessions, basically. So if starting with, so this week we'll be doing a basic introduction to the course, which I already kind of started doing, and some we'll be discussing some questions on some like basic programming aspects. And then if you have seen the video lectures, you know that Professor Iyengar, he talks about the Scratch thing. So we'll be solving some questions in Scratch. So yeah, so firstly, I think there are some chat messages. I'll be looking through them. But yeah, if you have any questions particular to the course or these sessions in general, then you can ask them in the chat. Will you share PPT? Oh, wait. Will you share PPT after this session? Okay, yes. I think on the NPTEL website, I have not seen if others were linked, but we were told by the NPTEL people that uh, yeah, the PPT and these videos will be shared. Like this recording of this session will be uploaded to YouTube, and the link should be shared on the NPTEL website along with the slides. Yes. Okay, let's go one by one. Okay, in week 2 programming assignment, I'm not. Okay, so one thing is, so yeah, this is about week 1, not week 2. So we'll not be doing week 2 things today. But yeah, okay, so you keep on trying, and yeah, week 2 will be discussed next week. And okay, is Scratch an animation tool? Okay, Scratch. Okay, so firstly, questions about this course and uh, yeah, this course and these sessions will be better. But yeah, is Scratch an animation tool? No, it's not an animation tool. Scratch is, yeah, I think another question was, is Scratch a programming language? So I think the two questions are kind of related. So yeah, so Scratch is not an animation tool. Scratch is kind of like a programming language, you can say, a very simplified one. So one that is obviously not used in real world in industries. It is just meant for, you know, like learning programming, because it is easy and you can have these building blocks. So if you have played with, say, Lego blocks in your childhood, Lego or like connecting blocks. So if you have seen Scratch, you have those blocks which you can drag and drop. You can click and bring them, and then so it helps you learn programming quickly, learn the concepts of programming before you go into like advanced languages, so that you can. So Python is also relatively easy to learn compared to, say, learning C++, but yeah, Scratch is even easier. So it's like a gentle introduction. So it's not an animation tool, it is a programming language, but not one that is used for in the industry or academia. It is just for learning purposes. So that's why only week 1 is about Scratch. From week 2, I think we will start with Python. Okay, are we going to get the recording? Yes. So the recording of this session is going to be uploaded on YouTube, and the link along with the slides is going to be uploaded on the NPTEL website most probably. And okay, can you please make one WhatsApp group? No, so WhatsApp group I cannot make. So one thing is, if you have questions, you can use the NPTEL discussion forum. We'll be answering questions there, as well as there are other TAs. Those like answer questions will be answered there also. Okay. So, but yeah, if you among the participants, if you want to make a WhatsApp group and discuss, that's okay. But I'll not be available, and the other TAs I don't think will be available. Okay. So yeah, utilize the NPTEL discussion forum. Can a child of age 7 years be taught Scratch? Yes. I think Scratch depends on what is their background, but I think, yeah, Python might be a bit too head start, but it's also not impossible. If they want to learn, they can learn. Yes, sir, we need one WhatsApp group for information sharing easily. Okay, so if a lot of people want to join a WhatsApp group, you can make one among yourselves and share. But yeah, I won't be doing that. You can share it among yourselves, and if you have questions, you can post it on the discussion forum where they will be answered. Okay. One more question, one more thing to say before we move on to the next questions is, so about these sessions, I think if you have seen that there are quite a lot of like I think there are 4 tiers, so there are 4 sessions. So one is on Friday and 3 on Tuesday, I think. Like Tuesday 6 p.m. one and 7 p.m. 2, I think. So you can join any one of these sessions. So basically there are 4 people, 4 of us who will be taking these sessions, and yeah, more or less. So obviously we have not coordinated among yourselves, so slightly questions might be different between the different sessions, but we'll be covering the same thing essentially. So like this week all of us will be covering week 1 contents, and so next week we will be covering week 2. So you can join any of the sessions if you see that like one of the sessions is full, because Google Meet only has 100 participants allowed. So if you see that you cannot join one session, you can also join the other sessions. And if you have already joined a previous session, say if you have joined Friday session, then you need not join this session, and allow others to join. So that would be good. Okay, so next questions. Let me turn this off once. Okay. Okay, so how is Scratch related to Python? Okay, so Scratch is not exactly related to Python. Scratch is just, like I said, it's a programming language that is meant for learning. So for beginners, it is helpful to learn programming. But yeah, Python is like it is used in the real world everywhere. Like Python is used in research. Earlier it was not used so much in the industry, because some of you may know that Python is the language itself is a bit slower to run. Like the codes written in Python are slower than say C or C++. So it was not used in industry too much earlier, but nowadays, since computers have become very powerful, so nowadays Python is used in many places. Like I think until a few years ago, YouTube was also running Python. I think now they have shifted to some other language. So like YouTube was running on Python. So yeah, Python is used everywhere, but Scratch is only used for learning purposes, and you will not find it anywhere else. Sir, what is the scope in future? So if you mean to ask about the scope of this this course, then yeah, this course is actually not exactly just for beginners. So it starts with obviously very beginner stuff. So you'll learn programming from the start. If you don't have any programming knowledge, I think this course is still for you. But then again, even if you know programming, basics of programming, I think at the end there is some I saw previous year there was some lectures on say basic image processing and some text processing. So that will be helpful if you want to go deeper into say like other research and other stuff. Like suppose you want to get into machine learning. So machine learning is kind of the hot topic now. So if you want to get into that, so this course will also be a good preliminary. So we'll not be learning machine learning per se here, or like complex things, but you will get a good introduction to what you need to like get started with it, like from Python wise, what you need to code on Python. Okay, so where on YouTube can we access the recording? So so yeah, one thing is so I'll be uploading the video by tonight only on my channel, so you can search for Soham Poddar, like my name, if you have seen, or I'm typing it in the chat, Soham Poddar. So if you search on YouTube, you can find my channel. There I'll be uploading. There is already a week 0 that was like a test video, and so yeah, search with something like NPTEL Soham Poddar or something, and you will get it on YouTube. And also the link most probably will be shared on NPTEL course website along with the slides. Okay, what will be the exam pattern? So I am not aware of the exam pattern. So I am not one of the coordinators of the course per se. So I'll not be not in charge of the exam taking part. So I'm just in charge of taking these interaction sessions. So exam pattern you have to see on the course website. But yeah, I think weekly you will have some quiz and programming assignments that you have to solve, and at the end I think yes, there is an exam for every NPTEL course, but I am not very sure of what exactly will be the pattern. So that you will get to know once like the course progresses. Is there a classroom? I think if you mean a virtual classroom, then no. But yeah, you can use the NPTEL discussion forum to get your to post your questions and stuff. Okay, sir, can we have real-time projects in practical in this course? So if you mean projects on your own that you have a mentor and they will guide you, I don't think NPTEL courses are for that. If you really, so side knowledge, if you want to do a course, if you want to do a project then you can ask some professors from some IITs. But in this NPTEL course, I don't think there are some real-time projects. Yeah, so there are just some questions, assignments, and yeah, a final exam. And we'll be having these interaction sessions where so what I plan to do for these sessions is just solve some questions and also ask for your input. Like I'll be asking like you also for answers and stuff. So we'll be solving some assignments, like previous year assignments and some programming questions. But yeah, like no real-time projects per se. Okay, what is the exam weightage of weekly? Is that okay? Once again, so I'm not exactly in charge of the NPTEL like handling of the course, so I'm not sure of what is the weightage. So that you have to ask in the discussion forum to the other TS. We're on YouTube. Okay, same question. So okay, so it is like if you search with say NPTEL Soham Poddar, you can get to this meeting, or like NPTEL Joy of Computing something you will get, and also on the NPTEL website you can get this like the link to the video. Are you teaching Python or Scratch in this course? Yes, so this course is about Python, which is evident from the name. The name contains Python. So this course is about Python. But since this course is meant for all levels, like for beginners as well as those who know a little bit of programming. So like those who have no knowledge of programming, for them Scratch is a bit easier to learn the basic programming concepts. So that's why only in the first week 1 we have Scratch, which is like an introduction to programming. And from week 2 itself we'll be having, I think week 2 lectures are up. I think someone asked they had some problems with week 2 assignments. So you can see that week 2 is about Python, and all the other weeks will be about Python. So Scratch is only for week 1, and nothing more will be done on Scratch. It is just for learning programming. Okay, so same question. Okay, this course is related to Python, so why Scratch and Anaconda are in? Yeah, so Anaconda is not a programming language. Anaconda is so Scratch I said, so Scratch is just for learning programming basics. So from next week we'll have Python, and Anaconda is not a programming language. Anaconda is just you can say an editor for Python. So you can run your Python programs on Anaconda. So Anaconda is a software, you can say. So there are many other softwares, some of you may know, like PyCharm and Spider. So Anaconda is like you can say a software which allows you to easily run Python programs. Yeah. Okay, so do the programming assignments carry score in internal and external assignment? I think they have some weightage. I'm not sure, very sure about what is the marking scheme for the final NPTEL thing. But yeah, they have some. I think they have some scores, but you need to verify that with the NPTEL other TAs. What are the prerequisites required for programming? Okay, so for this course, I think there is no prerequisite like it was stated. Just some basic maths would be good. So yeah, that's why we are starting with Scratch, so that like people who do not have any programming experience, they can also get to learn like programming a bit like easily, a bit slowly, like gentle introduction to programming. And yeah, then we'll be doing Python from next week. We won't be doing any projects. So in this course, I don't think there are any projects. But yeah, so even if you are doing projects, so I'm not very sure, because I'll be taking these live sessions. I'm not in charge, but I don't think there are any projects for this course. Unable to find you on YouTube. Okay. Yes, I'll just share the YouTube link. Just 1 second. I'll just share the YouTube link to my channel. Just a second. Your channel. Okay, so I'm pasting my channel in the chat window, the link to my channel. But right now you will not. There's only one video, like you can see here. This is just the week 0. This is nothing. You don't have to see this. This was just a like test run for how the course will go. Just a simple. You don't have to watch this. So here the videos will be uploaded. This is my like one of my channels, but yeah. So Soham Poddar, you can also search with say the joy of computing is in Python or say NPTEL course, and you will find this. Okay. Okay. Next questions. 10 point per week. Okay, so someone answered 10 point per week. Yeah, so 10 points is for course assignment, but how much weightage that will have for like the final grades, that you have to know from somewhere else. Can we use Jupyter Notebook for Python programming? Yes, surely you can use. If you know how to use Jupyter notebooks, you can use them. Surely, any like even if you don't want to install say Anaconda on your system, you can find some online programming sources. Like there are, you just search Python online, something like this. You will find many. Like this website, for example, you will find many websites where you can like type your Python programs. So you don't really need to do anything specific, like you don't need to install Anaconda or stuff. You can use Jupyter notebooks also. And yeah, PyCharm also someone asked. So you can also use PyCharm. Anything that you can run Python on and you are comfortable with, you can ask. You can also run on online, like I showed you. Okay. So I saw you on YouTube, posted 6 days ago. So okay, yeah. So yeah, the link to the website I have posted. Okay, VS Code is enough. So okay. So VS Code is just for writing the codes, right? You okay, yeah, you have a compiler on VS Code also, I think. So I'm not sure, but yeah, if you can run Python on VS Code, then it's okay. Otherwise, you may need to install. So if you are using say Mac or Linux, not Windows, then I think Python is installed by default and you can use directly. And if not, if you're using Windows, then I think you need to install Python. So you can just search for install Python on Google and you'll get a link. Or I think the simple way is as shown in the course, you can also install the Anaconda software package. Okay, I am an assistant professor in chemistry in my graduation. I carried this course. Will it be helpful for me? Yes. So yeah, so this course, I think so from the previous year's lectures, I have seen that yeah, you may if you don't have any knowledge of Python, it will be good in learning Python, but also in the after I think week 7 or 8, I think there is also some relatively more like advanced stuff, like not too much advanced, but relatively, like I said. So there is some image processing things and some text processing lectures, things like that. So yeah, it will be helpful. So how much helpful it will be in your chemistry teaching, that I'm not sure, but yes, this course will be helpful. It is not just for beginners, like not just for who don't know programming at all, but also those who want to learn Python and don't have too much knowledge in Python. So it will be helpful for everyone. Okay, is there any prerequisite for the course? No, like I said, no prerequisite, just some basic math, just some basic knowledge would be good. So that's why we are starting with scratch, so that you can get started with. Hi Soham, can you please explain multiplication once in scratch? Okay, that I'll come to. Okay, soon. Okay, sir, is it going to be video on? Is it going to be video on week 2? No, this is separate from the video lectures. So video lectures you will have from IIT Ropar directly, and these are like the interaction sessions which will be have like these are just for interacting. Like someone asked like so the previous question was about multiplication in scratch, so that we can look into. So these sessions are just for interaction and solving some questions one by one. Okay. So I think it's already quite late. So are there any more questions? I'll take questions for maybe 2-3 more minutes, and then we can get started with some questions. Sorry, I mean like some solving some questions. Okay, so any reference book for Python? So personally, so when I learned Python in many years ago, I think 7-8 years ago, so I did not follow any book. So I just I also did an online course. I think these online courses are sufficient for learning Python, because Python is relatively an easy language to learn. You don't really need a reference book. So I used to do this course on like by like MIT on say Coursera and edX websites. Also there are courses from Harvard online, and also like NPTEL courses which you are currently enrolled in. And yeah, sir, many others could not be able to join this meeting. Yeah, so that is actually a constraint. Uh, so that's why we have 4 sessions, like 4 TAs taking sessions. So like I said in the beginning, so 1 session is on Friday and 3 on Tuesday, I think Tuesday evening. So you can join any one of the sessions. If you joined the previous sessions, for example, if you joined say Friday session, you need not join another session because we'll be discussing the same thing basically. So yeah, but still I understand that not everyone can join these meetings because we were told to use Google Meet for some reason, and there is a limit on Google Meet that like we can only have 100 people. So yeah, so but these videos will be recorded and uploaded on YouTube and shared on the NPTEL website. Where to practice more questions of Python. Okay, so yeah, like there are some websites. Like I think there is HackerRank is one of the websites. So I'm not sure if you want to learn. This is good for learning beginners. I think there are some beginners questions also. But if you once you're a little bit confident with some Python, then you can like access these websites like HackerRank. There is like CodeChef is a website, Indian website. So this is a good website. And then also for solving like problems, small problems, and also getting the answer, you also have Geeks for Geeks is a really good website. There are lots of things over here, so you can like there's a whole section on Python programming. So yeah, someone asked for books. So instead of books, you can follow say Geeks for Geeks website, or there are also like programming tutorials or like Tutorials Point or something it's called, I think Tutorials Point website. So there are many websites like this which have lots of like supplementary materials as well as questions. So you have questions and answers both on say this Tutorials Point website and as well as say this Geeks for Geeks website. So you can follow these, and there are lots of articles on this, so you can use them use these as reference. So when I need to learn something new, I also at first I look at these websites, then I before looking on to say more advanced websites. So you can look for Python here also. Okay, so is Python helpful for competitive programming coding? Yes. So earlier few years ago, I think 5-6 years ago, most of the competitive coding competitions that used to have they only had say C++, Java as their languages, but nowadays most of them also allow Python. And yes, Python is helpful. So yeah, so it's once you learn a language well, so say if you know C++ really well, then I'm not sure if learning Python will give you a upper hand. But if you're starting out, if you're not very like if you're not very like advanced, then Python is easier because you need to type a lot less, and Python, like writing codes in Python, is a lot faster. So if you are in a competition, for example, so you have 1 hour to solve 3 problems, so writing in Python will help you save some time because you need to write very less, and it is also quite easy to learn and remember. So if you are learning new, you want to get into competitive programming, then Python is a good place to start. But if you already know C++ very well, C or C++, Java, then you can carry on with those. Okay. Next questions. Sir, I've been learning C, C++ for a while. I just want to know how can I experiment efficiency in coding and improve my logic making. Okay, that exactly is not a question for this course, but yeah. So the simple answer is practice, and there is no alternative to practicing. So if you want to say efficiency in typing out so that you can type faster, that is you can do only by practicing more. And if you want to learn more tricks so that you can your codes run more efficiently, in the sense that your codes take less time to run, then you have these websites like I said, Geeks for Geeks and stuff. So if you already know, then you can like go to say CodeChef or HackerRank, and you can solve problems over there. That will help you practice. So yeah, there's no alternative to practicing. You have to practice. Okay, important to have a laptop for this course. Yeah, so you have to run programs somewhere, so you don't need a like you need some kind of PC, right? So you have to run the code, so you cannot just watch videos, you have to write the codes. So if you have some tablet where you can run like type codes on even say online platforms like this, So if you can write programs on online using your tablet or phones, you can, but I would recommend you to have some laptop or a desktop or something. Yeah, so leadcode.com is another website which is good, like HackerRank and CodeChef. Thank you, Kritika. Okay, we will solve lead code questions after success. Yeah, I think you can solve questions even before completing the course, like after I think 7-8 weeks. So yeah, see, just by doing one course you will not learn everything. You have to practice things from outside also for getting actually if you want to use Python like in the real world, you cannot just do this course and like go and do a job which requires Python, for example. So you need to practice elsewhere also. You need to practice programs outside also. Okay. Sir, who are not good in C++, can they learn Python? Yes. So Python is quite easy to learn, that you will see. So yeah, Python anyone can learn. It's very easy. Okay. It is showing, sir, it is not okay to attend this meeting after 6 to 7 class. Yes. So if you have attended the previous session 6 to 7, then you don't need to attend the session again, because we are discussing the same thing. Okay. When you are going to start solving the questions. Okay. So yeah, let's start now. I think that's all the questions. So yeah, so from next week we'll start right from the beginning itself. So this was just the first week, so we are taking some questions. So okay, so let's start solving some questions. Yeah, I think anyway half an hour has passed, so let's spend the next time to solve some questions. If there if there are some questions about what I'm saying or stuff, you can still write them in the chat. After solving each problem, so okay, I think I can now turn on the mics. But yeah, please everyone just keep your mics muted when you're not speaking. Okay. Well, so let's start. Okay, so yeah, so I think introduction to the course is done. So basic programming aspects. So programming in any language is like so this is for the extreme those who don't know programming at all. Just a brief overview of what programming actually means. So when you talk to someone else in some other language, like say suppose we all know English and say Hindi or some other regional languages. So let's say we all know English because this course is in English. So but suppose you have visited say Spain, so there someone does not know English. So what do you say? You have to find some translator. So you don't know Spanish and the other person doesn't know English. So what you can do in the modern world is you can bring up Google Translate. So you can write say what are the directions to the plaza. Okay, so you write in English and then your mobile, the Google Translate, it translates it to Spanish and you can show them or you can even read out the what you're saying. And so what your Google Translate is doing basically is forming a bridge between you and the other person. So Python is also like Google Translate in the sense that so you know what you want to do, but your computer does not know say English per se. Okay, so what Python is like Google Translate. So you're typing in English some commands, and then Python understands what you're trying to mean, and then it translates it into machine language, which is basically like the language that your computer can understand. So Python is basically like a translator, you can say. It is just translating languages like we do in everyday. And yeah, so but still so English is we can so humans are much more like we understand even if I say a sentence wrong slightly. So if I miss a preposition or a article, if I or if I am not like right now I am not speaking like concrete sentences, but you can still understand what I'm trying to mean, because humans can have a lot of logic and you can understand what I'm trying to say. But computers don't or even Python, like any languages, can't really understand errors. So you have to follow some specific rules, like do this then this. So if you want to tell someone how to make how to go to the plaza, so I can say that directions to the plaza, or I can say how to go to the plaza, or I can say which way to the plaza. So there's different ways to, but your computer cannot understand all of these. Or so you need to follow some set of instructions so that your computer can understands what you're trying to say, and that is what we are going to learn. Like, we are going to learn Python, which is like a language which has some set of rules, and we'll learn how to uh, basically tell the computer what we want it to do. And yes, so that's a brief introduction to Python. Okay, I'll be taking the chat questions soon. Let's get started with a couple of questions. I think the first couple of questions are quite easy. So yeah, like I said in the beginning, if someone has joined late, I'll repeat again. So I hope that everyone has seen the video lectures of week 1 before attending this session. But if not, it's okay, because this is relatively an easy session. But from next week, I would say that before attending these tutorial sessions, always check out all the video lectures that are posted for that particular week. So next week, like before coming to next week, look at the video lectures for week 2. Okay, so we'll be
Excuse me, sir.
yes, okay.
Sir, where it is posted in, means from where we can see the videos?
I mean the video lectures on the NPTEL website. Where did you get the link to this? Uh, like on the NPTEL website, right?
Okay, sir.
Like, I mean the normal video lectures, not the tutorial sessions. I mean, okay, let's see. Which is this one, right? Okay, so I have to log in, but okay. So like on the NPTEL website, the course that you are attending, just watch the lectures by IIT Ropar, by Professor Iyengar and stuff, and the others. Okay. Okay, so let's get started with this question. So this is about Scratch. This week we'll be talking about Scratch programming only. So this, if you have tried out Scratch, then it's good. If not, then we'll open Scratch and we'll try out this. Maybe not this, maybe a later question. But okay, so the question is, which of the following statements is true about the following blocks of code? So this is the block of code. So take a look at it and try to solve it yourself. I'll give you 2-3 minutes, and then if someone can write in the chat, if you have the answer, you write in the chat, like 1 2 3 4. I should have put numbers. Which of the options is true? Yes, so let's look at if someone has some answers. Okay, yeah, option A, many are saying. Someone says option C, but yes, so yeah, the correct answer is A. So I'll tell you why. So what we are doing is basically here, so we are setting x to 1, so that does not matter for this question. But so what we are doing is repeating this, whatever is inside these 3 things, we are repeating it 7 times. And what are we doing 7 times? That is, so we are creating a variable, this t. So we are setting t to a random number between 1 and 10. Okay. And then we are increasing, change x means increase x by t. So we are picking a number between 1 and 10 randomly. We are adding it to x, and then we are repeating it 7 times. So the first option is correct. So it is adding 7 random numbers because we are repeating this thing 7 times, and the numbers are between 1 to 10. And what is option C? Oh yeah, so we are adding it to x. Someone said C, actually you have to see. So this option C says, so we are adding 7 random numbers to t. So we are not adding it to t. So t is just picking a number and storing it in t, but we are adding these 7 numbers to x. So the first option is correct. So any questions about this? Sir, please explain once more. Okay. Okay. So what is happening here is, so we are setting x. X is a variable, or you can think of x is like a piece of like we are just writing. So if we are want to do this manually, then we can just say x. We are setting x to 1. We are telling that x has the value of 1. Okay. So now we are repeating something 7 times. So this part we are repeating 7 times. Okay. So what are we doing each of the times? We are picking a random number between 1 and 10 and storing it in t. So we are saying, say, t is equal to, say, so we are picking it randomly. So suppose it comes as say 4. Okay. So t now has 4. So now we want to change x by t, which means we are increasing the value of x by the value of t. So x will become basically x plus t, so which is like 1 plus 4. So now what will happen is x will have the new value, which is 5. So it is like x plus t, and then we are waiting for a second, that is like just to see the results, and we are then again repeating this. We are doing this again. So again we are selecting another value of t. So suppose now 9 comes up. Okay. So again we are adding this value to x. So now x becomes 9 plus 5, which is 14, and so on. We keep on repeating it 7 times. So we are doing it 7 times. Okay. So that's why, so this code block is adding 7 random numbers. So we are picking 7 random numbers and we are adding them to x, not to t. Okay. So any other questions about this? Sir, why wait for 1 second control? Okay. So yeah, that is just for scratch. Like if you want to do this in Python, you don't have to, because so yeah, in Python you can just print it. So the wait is just there so that when you're doing scratch, then you can actually see your like the results. It gives you a moment to see what is the results. You can see it changing. Okay, so I'll not be doing this on scratch. If you want, you can try it out yourself on scratch and like try out like what will be the results yourself. But what I'll be doing here, so yeah, so on scratch you will have just that 1 second is just for so that you can see what are the results. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So okay, another simple question. So what will the sprite, like the cat, so if you have seen scratch, if you have not seen, so there is this cat and you have these building blocks like you have seen in the questions. So what will the cat say when you run this code basically? So it will say some numbers. So what do you think is the answer? So again, 2-3 minutes you can solve it, and you can write in the chat what you think the answer will be. Okay, let's see if we have some. Oh, sorry, where is it? Okay, here's the question. Question 2 we are solving. Okay, I should have seen where it starts from. Okay, someone says none of the above, but yeah, none of the above is not the correct answer. So many people have said D, some have said A. Okay, D is none of the above. Why none of the above? Yeah, quite a lot of people have given option D, which is none of the above, but I don't know why. Okay, but yeah, like okay, but quite a few have given A and some have given B also. Yes, so let's again do this like we did. We'll just write down the numbers and we'll so yeah, when you are solving such, like if you are given a code and you want to understand what the code does, the best way is to actually write down, like I'm writing here. You can write in your like pen and paper also. The best way is to write what are the values of each variable. Then that way it is easier to understand what it is doing. Okay, so we have, say, how many variables? Just t over here. We have t initially 0, and say we'll print, or like say, so whatever I type down here, that it will say. That is what is answer. So initially we are setting t to 0. So we have set t to 0. Okay. So what we'll do is repeat until t is greater than 5. So what this does is, so we want to repeat whatever is inside this block. We will repeat it until t is greater than 5. So we are right now we are checking, is t greater than 5? So no, so t is 0. So t is not greater than 5. So we will repeat. So we will go inside the loop and we will do whatever is given there. So it first says say t. So we will say t. So it will say 0 first. So yeah, as you can see that already the options are limited now. So B and C are not the answers. So answer is either A or D. Okay. So t is 0, say t. The next comes change t by 1. So that means you increase the value of t by 1. So t value from 0 it becomes 1. Okay. And then it's wait 1 second. So again, like I said, so this wait 1 second is just, so when you type it, like when you code it out on Scratch, you can see the cat, like the values changing one by one, so that you can see, and it does not happen all at once. So the wait is just so that you can see the values changing slowly. So it's not required for you to think, but yeah, okay. So now t has become 1. So again, we'll go back to the condition. We'll go back to the start of the loop. So we'll again check, repeat until t is greater than 5. So is t greater than 5? So no, t is 1. So t is not greater than 5. So it will say out t. So t is 1. And next again, we will change t by 1. So t will become 2. Then again, wait 1 second. Again, we go and check repeat until. So is t greater than 5? No. So we'll say out, next is say out t. T is 2. Again, we wait 1 second. So sorry. So we increase t by 1. And so on. So you can see how it's going. So let's say it goes to 3. So I'm just fast forwarding a bit. So 3, it will say 3 again. It will increase it to 4. And then it will say 4. And then it will increase to 5. So when it becomes 5, it comes here and it checks again. Is t greater than 5? So no. Like 5 is not greater than 5. 5 is equal to 5. So we will still repeat what is inside. So again, we will say out t. Now, so we say out what's the value of t. We increase t by 1. So it becomes 6. Now, when you go to this condition, it will see that t is greater than 5. So t is 6. 6 is greater than 5. So we will stop. So we will not do what is inside anymore. We will go out. And then after this, nothing is there. Like in the previous one, there was this show variable, but here it is there. So, sorry. So yeah, so our program is done. So what will the cat say? So it is saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So option A is the answer. Okay, so any questions? Until t greater than 5, that's why A. Yeah, that's correct. Because 0 to 4. So yeah, so Roshan Kumar, so actually you are going correct, but so yeah, like the condition is until t is greater than 5, not t greater than equals to 5. See, if the condition would say until t greater than equals to 5, then it would just print up to say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is a common problem that many beginners have in programming. So always make sure if it is greater than or greater than equals to, or less than and less than equals to. So any questions about we should not take 5? No, we should take 5, because the condition is, like I said, condition is until t is greater than 5. So when t is equal to 5, we will still go inside the loop. Yes, 5 is equal to 5. Yes. So but we have to repeat until t, like we will repeat until t is like t becomes greater than 5. So 5 is not greater than 5. 5 is equal to 5. So when t becomes greater than 5, that time we are stopping. Yes, so 5 is equal to 5. Yes, 5 is not greater than 5. That's why the condition is not satisfied. So there is a difference between greater than and greater than equals to. What about the print function? How will it print? So yeah, in Scratch you don't have a print function. So that is like the say, like in Python you will have the print function, but here you are just doing say, so the cat will just say the numbers one by one. So yeah, I'll not code this out, I'll code another one out. Okay, I think we can skip a few questions. I think let's go to question 5 because time is less. Yes, so question 5 I'll actually so this is actually a coding. I'll code on Scratch and show you. So if you have registered on, if you have tried out Scratch, you can also follow along with me, or you can like try it yourself also on Scratch. So basically a simple thing, the question is just to set of instructions to make the sprite say a table of 5. So you have to say up to say the first 10 numbers in the table of 5. So let's say 5 to 50. So 5, 10, 15. So you have to print that. So how would you code that in Scratch? So I'll not be waiting here. If you have tried out Scratch, if you have logged in, you can follow along with me, or you can try it out yourself also and then compare the answers. So I hope the question is simple. Just have to print like just have to show the table of 5. Okay, so let's try out. So this is how Scratch looks like. So when you are in the, so if you have not gone to Scratch, let me just show you. So once you are logged in, you have registered and logged in, so this is how it looks. So you can just go to create. Okay, I hope the, should I increase the font size? I'll increase the size a bit so it's visible to everyone. I think this is better. Okay, so this is your like programming environment, you can say. So here are many blocks that you can click and bring here. So this is your main working area. Here you will write the code or draw the code, and these are the different blocks you have for doing different things. So for right now we just want to make the cat say the table of 5. So first let's make a variable which will do the counting, like 5 times 1, 5 times 2. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, we have to do some counting, right? So we will make a variable, say count. Let's call it count. Okay, so we have gone to variables, we have created a variable count, and so we want to multiply count by 5. So like 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, and we want to store this result somewhere that the cat will say. Okay, so let's make another variable, that answer. Okay, let's call it answer. So we just need these two variables. So initially what we want to do is so first we have to start with say setting. So we just click and bring it here, and then set answer. So we want to set count to say 0. So say we want to say 5 times 0 is 0. Yes, 5 times 0 is 0, sorry, and then 5 times 1 is 5. So set count to 0. So we are counting up, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we want to print up to 10, first 10. So now what we want to do is repeat something 10 times. Okay, so you want to print say 10 numbers, so we have to repeat 10 times. So for that you have to go to control, and here you will see repeat 10. You just come bring it here, and it will, you can see it will just snap into place. So you want to repeat something 10 times. Okay, so based on the previous questions, I think you are getting some idea of what to do. So first we want to calculate the multiple of 5, right? So you want to multiply count by like 5. So we will go back to operators. So operator, you can also scroll it directly. You can scroll it one by one, or you can use just the side. So you want to do a multiplication. Okay, so this is a multiplication. So we are just placing it here for now. We'll place it inside after a while. So we want to multiply something with something, right? So what do we want to multiply? We want to multiply the count with 5, right? So this is what we want to like, this is the answer, right? This is what we want to show, but we have to store it somewhere. We cannot just tell that say this. Yeah, I think we can say this directly, but let's store it somewhere. Okay, so we are storing it in answer. So we are set, bringing this block, set answer to and we are going to drag this inside here. Okay, so set answer to count times 5. Okay, and now what do we want to do? Now we just want to make the cat say it. So for saying, we have to go to, I think, motion, like sound seems like okay, no, not sorry, looks. We have to go to looks. Okay, it says uh, say hello. So instead of say hello, we want to tell it to say the answer, right? So say hello, we are saying say answer. So we are just bringing this say answer. Okay, and again, like before, we will just add a wait so that you can see the values changing here. So wait 1 second. Okay, so this is it. So if you just run it, for running it, you can just tap on it, click on it, and you will see 0, and then oh sorry, so something is missing. So has anyone figured out? We have missed a line. So the thing that we have missed is so we have forgotten to increase the value of count. So it is 0, so we have to increase it to 1, then 2, and then 3. So you want to increase the value of count. So you want to go to operators, sorry, variables, then change this thing. So change count by 1. Okay, so now what this will do, so if we run it again, 5, 10, you can see 15, it is telling the multiples of 5, and it will go on till 50. Oh sorry, it was 10 times. Okay, so 0 to 9. Okay, if you want to tell it to 50, then you have to set it to 11, because we are starting with 0. So 0 to 10 is like 11 numbers. So this is one way to do it. Okay, slightly shorter way to do it is you can just not give this set answer part. You can just directly put this here, then you would not have to make another variable answer. This is also a, oh sorry, this should be here, and answer, you don't need answer anymore. So this is another minimal example. You can also use this to print the numbers. As you can see, now it will go till 50. Okay, so if you have some questions, type it in the chat. I'll look into them now. Any questions? Let's see. Okay, I hope questions for yes, so Salman, you are correct. So yes, we need to increase count by 1 every time. And sorry, I have not. Yes, Ankit, you are also correct. So yes, so you had missed that adding 1, and yeah, so we did it now. So let's do another program. I guess program solving, making a program is better than looking at questions. So okay, I have given this program which you can do later on. You can try. I will just solve another quickly. So let's say question 4. So right now we just made it say some things. So I'll just hurry up a bit, but yeah, you can try it out yourself also. So you have to make the cat walk in a triangle. Okay, so you have to make it walk in a triangle. So let's try that. So just remove this and start from beginning. So what we want to do is first we want to say we want to make a equilateral triangle. Okay, so that's the easiest. So you can just go to say motion. So the cat is currently facing say in the horizontal axis. Say you can see the direction is 90, so 90 degrees from the top. So you want to turn it say 60 degrees up, so because we want to trace a equilateral triangle, so you want it to turn 60 degrees. Okay, so you want to turn up. So if you run this, just this, you can see it will turn. Let's reset it to 90. Okay, back to normal. Okay, so turn 60 degrees will just make it turn. Then we have to move, say move 200 steps. Okay, so it will turn and then move. So let's see how that looks like. Okay, let's add some weights in between so that you can actually see, otherwise it will just do it very fast. Wait. So if you run this, you'll see it turns, it waits for a second, and it goes up. Okay, So let's make it to 100 because it's going outside. Okay. And okay, so it just moved there. Then we want to turn again. So we want to turn how many degrees? We have to turn 60 degrees to come back to the horizontal, then 60 degrees again. So we have to turn 120 degrees. So we go to motion, and you can see the direction of turning. So you want to turn clockwise now. We want to turn 120 degrees. And can you just keep your mic muted? Yes, thank you. And we turn it. Okay, let's just yeah, turn it 120 degrees. Then we have to move again, say 100 steps. Oh, sorry. Move 100 steps. Then we want to turn again 120 degrees. I hope it is clear why. Because 60 degrees would bring it perpendicular, like vertically, and then 60 degrees again. So 120, 120. Okay. And then move again for 100. Oh, again. Okay. That's it. 100. Okay. So this will complete a triangle. But if you want the cat to get back to the original orientation, then we also want it to turn again, say. So we'll find out. We'll calculate it separately. How much do we want it to turn? So let's start again with 90. Say 0 and 0. Okay. So we'll add some weights in between. Weight after each. And now so this, what will it do is basically it will make a triangle, but it will not return to the original position. So we'll find out how much do we want it to turn. So yes, so the code ended here. So right now if you want it to get back to normal, so you can see that it's 180 degrees, like minus 90 degrees. So we want it to turn 180 degrees. So we can just do that. Motion, turn any direction, say 180 degrees. So we'll reset it once more. 90. Oh, sorry. Or we can just do this. Okay, we'll run it one last time. So you can see that it is doing a triangle, and then finally it turned back to the. So this is how you can make it move in a triangle. So this is your code. And yeah, so I think we are over time. So I'll take any questions shortly, but so this is a question. So this is a question slightly more more difficult. So you can try it. So instead of saying the table of 5, you can try to make it say first 10 numbers of the Fibonacci sequence. So the Fibonacci sequence is basically the sequence, which is each number is the sum of the previous two ones. So say if the first two numbers are 0 and 1, then the next number is 1 because 1 is the sum of 1 and 0. Then 2 because 1 plus 1. Then next is 3 because 2 plus 1. Then it becomes 5 because 2 plus 3 is 5. And then 3 plus 5 is 8. 5 plus 8 is 13. 8 plus. So this is the Fibonacci sequence. So you can try to make this. And I also have the answer here, but in the next slide. But try to solve it yourself first, then you look at the answer. Okay, I think so. I'll take any remaining questions. Okay, why is it showing answer is 0 all the time? Was it for the previous question? Okay, Kritika, if you can unmute yourself and tell me. Okay, sir, please help me to get.
Sir,
Yeah, Kritika, you can say what is your question.
so that question was what should be a set of instruction to make the spirit cat say table of 5? That was the question, right?
Yes.
So on that you set all the time 0 means it is starting from 0. So it takes 0 to 11 means in count.
Yes.
So that it should be print 5 into 1 is equal to 5. 5 into 2 is equal to 10 and likewise, right?
Yes, it depends on what you want to
But
print. If you want to print say from 5
if
times 1,
Uh,
so you want to start from 1 2 3 4, so you can do that. I did it from 0, so 5 times 0 is 0, 5 times 1, so that's why 11
it's
times.
all upon to us, na sir. We can do means whatever we want, we can give there.
Yes, depends on the question. So here it was just a vague question, but yeah, depending on the question, you have to understand what you want to do.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, okay. Can you show the previous two questions? So yeah, you will get the slides. And okay, by the way, these questions are also the same questions on the previous course, so you can also check it out. And please help me to be large top logics into small. Okay, Daljit, one thing is, yeah, so at first this may seem a bit difficult if you don't know programming, but so just try out small programs like this. Like these are very easy programs, like you can see that just a few blocks you have to bring, and you have to think, like you can also do it one by one. You can just do set till here, and then you see how where it is going. Now you think, now what do I need to do? So you can do it one by one. Okay, so that's how you should do. Don't try to write everything at once and then try to understand where you're going wrong. Try to do it step by step, and it will help. And yeah, the only uh, thing you can do to get better is practice. You have to practice a lot. That's the general thing, and that is for everything, but also for programming. And it is very essential that you should practice a lot of programs, not just your assignments, but also try to solve some programs on other websites like yeah, like Geeks for Geeks and Tutorials Code, Tutorials Point. Sorry. Okay, so I think it's time. So I'll be ending this the session right now, and yeah, so see you next week, and you will find these the recorded lectures on the NPTEL website. Okay, then bye bye, and see you next week.